Lesson 3.4, Adding Integers. There are a few ways that we can approach adding integers, and this is adding positive and negative whole numbers. We can use one of the models or we can learn the rules. If we use the models, we can choose the colored chips, the pluses and minuses, or the number line that we learned in the last lesson. We use the models to combine the integers being added, and then we determine the answer for the addition. So for example, if we wanted to add 5 plus negative 8, if we're using all of the models, if we're using the colored chips, we have 5 positives and 8 negatives. 1 positive and 1 negative will cancel each other out, so I go through and I cancel each of the pairs, and I have 3 negatives left. If I use pluses and minuses, I have 5 pluses and 8 minuses. 5 pluses for the 5 and 8 minuses for the negative 8. I go through and I cancel out 1 plus and 1 minus because each of those will cancel each other out, and I have 3 minuses left. Using the number line, I go 5 spaces to the right for my positive 5, and then 8 spaces to the left for my negative 8, and I land on negative 3. Each method resulted in the same answer, negative 3, because I had 3 negative colored chips left, or 3 minuses left, or I land on negative 3. If we want to add integers using the rules, if the signs of the number are the same, we add the number and we keep the signs the same. So for example, 8 plus 9 is 17. Negative 7 and negative 11 is negative 18. We add 7 plus 11 and we keep the negative for the 18. If the signs are different, we subtract the numbers and we keep the sign of whichever number was bigger. So for example, if I have negative 8 plus 10, 10 minus 8 is 2, and the 10 was positive, so my answer 2 is positive. Whereas in my next example, I have 11 plus negative 15. Well, 15 minus 11 is 4. The 15 was larger, and it was negative, so my answer is negative, negative 4. If you think of it as money, money you owe and money you have, the money you owe is negative, the money you have is positive. So if I owe $10, that's a negative 10. And if I borrow another $15, that's a negative 15. I would now owe $25, negative 25. Likewise, if I owed 10 but I had 15, I would pay my 10 and I'd have $5 left. So you can think of it that way. Okay, so here's another one. If I owe $12 and I earn $19, after paying back the 12 I owe, I still have $7. So negative 12 plus 19 is a positive 7. So let's look at some example problems. 9 and 18 are both positive, so I'm going to add those together, and I get a positive 27. Negative 13 and 27, I have one positive and one negative, so I subtract 27 minus 13, and the 27 is larger, so my answer is positive. Negative 22 plus negative 15, these are both negative. Now, I want to just mention the reason we put the parentheses around the negative numbers is because if we were to write negative 22 plus minus 15, it would be confusing. Those parentheses show that it's a negative 15. And since these are both negative, we'll add them together and have a negative 37 as our answer. 19 plus negative 4. I have a positive and a negative, so I subtract. 19 minus 4 is 15, and the 19 was positive, so is the 15. 12 plus negative 33. I have a positive and a negative, and I subtract. 33 minus 12 is 21, and because the 33 was negative, so is my 21. Finally, I have negative 27 plus 6. Negative and positive means I subtract. 27 minus 6 is 21, and it will be negative because the 27 was negative.